Hello everyone and welcome to the Teamfight Tactics Galaxies Showcase. 16 of your favorite streamers from all across the galaxy are here to compete for bragging rights, cash, and a one-of-a-kind trophy. And I mean, if you're wondering why things look a little bit different, we don't actually have the players here with us today. Well, you know, we do care about our players as well as our community, so we wanted to take the extra precautions when it comes to health. But it's okay, because the germs can't catch you in outer space. And look at who we have here. We have the entire best casting team in the entire universe. We have Frodan here with us today. We have Disguised Toast, La Tigress, and of course, from the TFT designer team, we have Mort as well as Whitrock. Who's excited to explore the galaxy?
I'm super excited.
Toast, I thought that you were going to come in with the, flashiest outfit, and I'm a little disappointed.
Well, my normal wear is just shorts and sandals and a t-shirt, so this is as fancy as I'm ever going to get.
Mad respect to that. Absolutely mad respect to that. I really want to jump into these games and see everything that you guys are talking about, but the first thing that we have to do is explain how everything's going to be worked out.
Wow.
So today we have our qualifiers with both groups in A and B. 16 players in the top. 8 players from today will move on to the finals tomorrow.
Woot woot.
Yeah. So here are our beautiful 16 players from all over the world, all over the galaxy, and they will be broken into 2 groups. Group A will go first, and Group B will play right after them.
Tell me more.
I will. Each group is going to be playing 4 games per group, and now the top 3 point earners from each group will qualify for the Day 2 finals. You can see the point breakdown on screen. Now, Game 4 is the one that's really special. We're going to call that our golden game, because whoever wins Game 4 automatically earns a spot in the Day 2 finals.
Okay.
I think we also have to talk about what they're playing for. I mean, prizing, first place goes home with something like $15,000.
Okay.
There we see it there. Second through 8th place going home with $10,750, and 9th through 16.
A lot of Galaxy passes.
$700. You could buy your own dang universe with that money.
A lot of little legends.
A lot of little legends. I really like the little squiggly guy. But I mean, that's what our first place, winners are going home with. For everyone who's competing, they're all getting a little special prize too. Last time for the elements, everyone got their own customized elemental sneakers. But this time, everyone will be going home with a galactic keyboard that will help them blast their enemies into outer space. Look at how freaking cool these keys are. Customized keycaps, everything. Wait, is that like a little fizz head? Is that a fizz?
Yeah, Fizz keycap?
Oh my gosh,
You
Fizz
got that
never
when you were angry?
but of course, we do have that one-of-a-kind trophy that only the first place winner will get. And that is, of course, our TFT Galaxies jacket. And look at it. Last time Keen went home with the elemental jacket, this one, it has like embroidery on the back. The jacket is actually made of reflective material, so if you take a picture, it blinds your enemies. So I think that's like the really cool thing about it. And I mean, the biggest thing about this jacket, like we saw last time, is how usually a player puts their team on their back and everything? Well, now the winner can put their supporters on their back, because everyone who's in Twitch chat right now or in the chat right now can use the command !support followed by the participant's name. And if your streamer wins, your name will be sewn into the lining of this one-of-a-kind jacket. So we saw Keen, all of his supporters, all of the names were like, it was like Ovely was in there, Toast was in there.
I'm convinced that you did do all the graphics because it says hashtag or exclamation point support Ovely.
I mean, listen, I'm just saying, if maybe I go home with the jacket. No, just kidding.
This guy's toast.
All right, cool. Well, I was told that Disguised Toast will be joining me, and this is a special one, considering that Toast and I, we go way back. So, how was casting?
It's nice. I don't get to do a lot of casting because you're talking about what's happening, right? And I don't get to talk about what's happening besides on my board, because in all my games, I usually am the last one standing.
Right.
I don't get to see what's going on other boards. But now, this is a nice change.
That's right. It's also nice that you give jobs to other people like myself by allowing us to cast and not taking it from me. So
Also giving opportunities to these other players to get some glory, because
wow.
I'm already the best TFT streamer out there, right?
Yes.
It's nice to have someone maybe compete for the title of second best.
Right. Well, as far as I know, I think you're the only TFT streamer on your platform.
No, there's a couple. We see Lilu picking up just a random mishmash of garbage, to be honest. Graves, bad. Malphite, bad. Leona, good for Vanguard.
Yeah, I think that there's a pair of Graves here, and honestly, the early game economy has been kind of an interesting discussion point for a lot of the player base. They're debating with having this early game 2 gold. Some people say they like that because it gives them more decisions to make as opposed to just buy out the shop. But some people say, I feel like it's giving me not enough foundation to make decisions for the future. Where do you stand on this?
Well, it kind of mirrors the current economy, actually, where there's just so very little gold available, and you just have to take risk. It might go up, it might go down, but because it's normally, assuming you don't get any gold boxes, you only have 3 gold, and you have 5 units. So
right.
you're just kind of picking and hoping things are going to work out for you.
Yeah, but we play video games to escape real life. I'm not looking for a Riot bailout. I'm not trying to pick up student loans and RP.
I mean, Riot introduced the streaking gold. They're trying to do a fiscal pump of
That's
some
true.
sort.
Compound interest, teaching you the hard way. Oh gosh, very real issue.
Oh, finds a Lucian. I love Lucian because he has another Lucian. I love Lucian because cybernetic early on with the new buff. So nice. He's missing the Fiora, unfortunately, because if he has 2 Lucian, 1 Leona, but no Fiora. So unlucky.
Yeah, this is a decision that I tend to struggle with a lot when I'm playing the early game, which is I have a bunch of these units that I think could be pretty reasonable, right? Like I have the Blasters with Graves and Lucian. I might have Brawlers with like Malphite and Blitzcrank. How do you determine a good group of 3 units when you're looking at this early game, though?
Early game, you really just want any synergy. Vanguard's really good because armor cybernetics, I would say, is the best one. You can get Brawler with Malphite's Blitzcrank, but the problem is just your damage. You need someone to do damage. It's easy to get defense, it's really hard to get offense early.
Right, so I think that's where that Lucian is really key. Finds a Twisted Fate to make it a 2-star unit. Twisted Fate receiving just very minor buffs, but hey, every little piece of damage, as Toast was mentioning, is very useful in the beginning.
Makes a Phantom Dancer, which is a little unexpected because that Chain Vest is so valuable when it comes to Guardian Angel and Bramble Vest, but he just really wants the early game. Also, Bow right now is really hard to build anything out of. You can have Hurricane, you have Giant Slayer, you have Rage Blade, all very meh items. Who sells the Lucian just to get the tier off him so he can put it on the TF?
Yeah, there's one thing that I've recognized with Lilu is that he values that win streak very highly, and him being able to go forward just a step quicker than everybody else, has this 2-star Twisted Fate. Getting that Kona damage early is going to be really powerful to swing the board, and it looks like he's going to be capitalizing with a 2-game victory, and already the streak has begun. So a pretty good start here for Lilu.
Mordekaiser, one of the biggest surprises of the set. His shield damage will just keep going forever until you break the shield. If you never break the shield, it's just constant damage.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bias, isn't there, from the first time we played Mordekaiser. In the launch set, Mordekaiser was often laughed at as just a synergy slave. At best, he was a knight or, activate Phantom. Now, Mordekaiser is one of the better tanks that even scales into late game.
Yeah, he had to get hit with the nerf pad in the first patch because his shield was so humongous. Still really good.
Right.
With the Phantom Dancer, if it gets stacked up to full, he gets 25 armor, 25 MR. Makes it harder to break the shield.
Mordekaiser got nerfed really quick. He's also kind of a force to be reckoned with on Summoner's Rift. He pushes lane non-stop in top lane and makes it difficult for me, even though I play Ornn every game. I don't know how that I still lose, but it happens. And now we see a little bit of a face-off. 3 players remain undefeated.
Oh, Darius! The anti-shield prevents the reset at the last moment.
That's huge. Darius, when he executes a champion, will immediately ultimate again and just do his very infamous Darius dunk chain. But that anti-shield blocking it stops that damage output, and as a result, Lilu was able to ride to the second carousel with a win streak.
I just noticed who was the player running that Darius Graves combo for Space Pirate, and it is Skara.
Of course.
Trying
With
to
his back against the wall. Go for the space
Going for the
pirate.
Hail Mary Dunkaroo play. Lilu looking at his option. He has a tier. Could make a Seraph or a Hand of Justice. As Sean's going to take this glove from him. He's going to take it. Lilu might try and get the glove, but Super JJ snatches from him, has to settle for the belt. Remember, Bo on that Blitzcrank untaken because Bo right now is just not that good in any scenario.
Or at least we haven't figured out how we can use bows really effectively, because it feels like the champions that really want to capitalize on bows don't need it.
Yeah.
You're talking about like Jin, for example. Jin, his passive allows him to get more damage and more attack speed. And as we mentioned before, we're observing the fact that you don't even have to itemize Jin with attack speed because he's overkilling so many units. You don't need to give him more damage. You actually need to make sure he's attacking other targets. So things like Runa's Hurricane actually makes a lot more sense.
That's a good one because Jin can gain benefits from Chrono or Darkstar, which is just like ramping his damage to insane degree. Having more damage isn't going to change anything.
Yeah, he's still going to kill him the fullest shot. The first three just kind of set that all up.
Here we have the Battle of the Ionic Spark. I am 100% certain the first patch we see after this tournament is an Ionic Spark nerf.
Yeah, if it's lobby enough by Toast for sure. But the Ionic Spark is it's the reason why I feel like it's so good is also because it scales really well in the late game. Largely, if you're able to attach that Guardian Angel, even to the point where we saw that JJ in the first game. He got a second Ionic Spark off of that late game Zane drop. So, that helped double that damage and give that Jace a ton of punch.
It's funny because Ionic Spark on the tooltip it says this effect does not stack, as if like you're not supposed to build multiple.
Right.
But it's so good, it's like I don't care if it doesn't stack. Give me another one.
Yeah.
Super JJ going for nothing special, just infiltrators. Got a Jarvan, got a Fiora. Fiora is probably the first thing to go. Cybernetic doesn't really fit well. The Jarvan you might be able to keep for Darkstar Shaco if you want. And gets the Celestial Protector as well. 2 protectors, not too bad.
Yep. So it's kind of like what you're saying. I really like this balance of offense and defense. Having the protectors do a really good job having front line, and then the infiltrators in the back to push that damage out. And we saw last game the effectiveness of giving Kai'Sa that protector buff and leaning into that infiltrator. And now we'll see if Skara and his space pirates can collect some gold, or will it just kind of buckle under the pressure?
This cat is just gonna take out the Darius. Jace tries to smash, but just not enough damage. Doesn't even kill. Well, he kills one unit and got a gold from it, I believe.
Did he? There's Super J's at 4,
never mind.
and there's 4 units on the board.
Did not kill anything, huh?
I feel like Scar is missing the points of Space Pirates. You have to kill the enemy champions to get a chance of getting that gold.
Look, Scar's going for the 4th game, win,
That's right. He's trying to make it very dramatic. He is very much a showman.
Gets an upgrade on the Poppy. He's thinking about it, but you technically don't need to buy anything during Krug's round because you might just get enough gold so that you sell your Poppy instead and just end up making a profit.
Yeah, that's right. Toast is talking about the interest gold breakpoints that we always evaluate. There is a chance that gold drops. So while getting a 2-star Poppy makes sense, you want to wait to see what the item drops first. If you play card games, a lot of times you want to draw first to see that changes your options. Very similar to this. Watch what drops off of the items that come off of it and react to it. And that's what you'll see a lot of top players doing.
Yeah, always just get full information before you, make an item or buy something from the shop.
Fair enough. So with that, no items being picked up, but he does pick up a pair of Sonas.
Not bad.
And that's kind of hard to want to sell immediately because Sona is also a champion that has experienced actually pretty severe nerfs. Her ability allows her to heal the teammates and cleanse their effects. And because it's a low mana requirement, I believe it was like 60 at one point, she built up that mana pool so fast to ult repeatedly. So if you put like a Seraph's Embrace on her, she would just ult and make sure that battles would never end quickly. Yes. And then you would see these protectors constantly refresh their shields. And the Sona protector strategy was pretty insane.
Yeah, Sona Protector, Sona Star Guardian is also very good.
Yep.
Just
Sona
jamming so
Rebels
much mana.
was also good.
Yeah.
Sona was just a very good unit engine.
Yeah, still very good because you have to have her for Mystics. So once you come across a 2-star Sona just given to you, it's hard to say no because it just opens up that really good Mystic path. Here we have Hong Lian running 4 Chrono, 2 Brawlers. Very scaling team. Early game, it just scales. Ooh, up against Scar again. Hopefully,
He got
can
the
get
dunk
some
this
dunks.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Did get EMP'd by Ezreal's ability, but looks
Jace
like Scar's
working
gonna
on
win.
that. Caitlyn gets the kill, but doesn't get the 50% proc. Smashes the Shen, gets $1. Let's
Wow,
go,
Scar,
let's go.
at the end of the round, the gold is coming to you either way, but he wants to collect it immediately.
Okay, 1 gold. Not bad.
Doing his due diligence to collect the gold.
Yeah, he's got 50 gold, you know, at round 3 too.
Note to self, never ask money from Scar.
He's got 4 Vanguard. It's coming together. He needs to at least 2-star that Jason. I think he's rolling for it right now.
Yeah.
Level 6 is a decent time to roll. Not as good as level 7.
Darius and Shen.
Ooh, Shen does not fit his combo. If he buys it, he's paying a $2 premium on that when he sells it down the line.
It's true, and Shen has also received a recent nerf because he was just too good at giving tankiness to his team.
He got
That
nerfed twice, actually. Once on his MR and one on his duration.
Yes. Shen, his ability, as you may have seen, creates his dome, a dome of safety, where anybody that's in it gains dodge chance, or dodge to any auto attacks, and also that magic resistance.
Oh, look at this. Ionic Spark Poppy. Her health total is like barely dented. The shield amount, she's tanking 5 units the entire fight. And meanwhile, Lux and Zoe's in the back.
So that, you know, before you were kind of skeptical about the Titans resolve. Now, do you believe in it a little bit more?
I mean, it's not even fully stacked yet. It's only at 40 out of 50. Like, it's only an 80% damage increase on Poppy, who doesn't do damage. So it's mostly just the Ionic Spark, like, giving the benefit. Like, once it hits 50 stacks, that Poppy's gonna be unkillable.
It looked unkillable already to me. Scar struggling just a little bit. He's kind of just middle of the pack. We'll check back on him later. For now, we're going to tap into Solo and see how he's doing, who's just a spot above Scara, but you start to see some separation. You start to see in this lobby a big gap in health between Scara and Lothar and Solo and above. And these are the people that you have to be kind of a little bit wary of when you're scouting, just to make sure that if you do run into them, can you hold up against their army?
2 Phantom Dancer guys going at it. He's gonna go to Lilu with his Chalice, which is a little unexpected.
Oh, that Twisted Fate! Wow! Getting the exact cone, and I wonder how deliberate that kind of positioning is. I mean, part of it could be a happy accident, part of it could just be, you know, laying that potential for the possibility, but that was a challenger level Twisted Fate.
Here we go. What's he looking for here? He has gloves, tier, and vest. Might go for sword for a GA. That's very common.
Yes. That's perfect.
Yep, there are some universal items, and the fact that he has a tier, he can get a Sayers as well, makes it pretty appetizing. You know, I believe that in Teamfight Tactics Galaxies for this set, there's a lot of high impact ultimate abilities that have big CC or big chain damage. So tiers, and specifically Sayers, to help you get that ability off faster can be such a game-winning fight opportunity there.
Good point. There's a couple of great tier users. Seraph user, Sona, like we talked about. Another great one is Syndra, who got buffed from 60 mana to 50 mana. So now she just needs 3 auto attack after Seraph to ult again. And because she's a Star Guardian, everyone else gains mana, which also then gives her mana when they ult. So it's a really high scaling item on Syndra.
Yeah, you don't really. It's really weird to say it like, oh, this is like an old build, but like it's, you know, something that when you play a lot of the PBS, much as some of us degenerates have been in the past few weeks, or past couple weeks rather, is that, you know, Sorcerer Star Guardian was like one of the first builds people were really experimenting with. But, you know, 6 Sorcerer is still extremely powerful. Getting 80% spell power on all your units almost feels like you don't necessarily need to have one dedicated carry. All of your Sorcerers are threats.
Ooh, Solga saying gets his win streak shut down by Super JJ, who's on a bit of a hot streak of his own. 9 wins in a row going Protector Celestial.
Yeah, I mean, these are almost all 2-star units. He got a locket of the Iron Solari on his Thieves Club. I mean, that's kind of that's definitely a spike in a high roll there. But JJ, most importantly, has been protecting his win streak aggressively. Can he continue to find more of these protectors?
Another Nico. I think what's nice about what Super JJ is doing is he's not going for the Vanguards or the Mystic that's being contested by everyone else. He's going for the Protectors, which is the other defensive comp that no one really goes for unless they have a spatula, but he's just running the 4 Protectors as it is.
Yeah, I think the 4 Protector builds are still very solid. Perhaps the nerfs have scared them away. You see that the percentages there, they used to be higher. Protectors used to give, I believe, 20 and 40% of their max HP. And so just a little bit of taps here and there, but even after the nerfs, people are like, more, we need more nerfs.
Really strong.
When it comes to nerfs in Teamfight Tactics, people generally get just scared off initially. It's like, oh, it's nerfed, that means it's bad. But after a couple of weeks, people would just come back to it and realize that nerf was not enough, and that comp is still OP.
So that's not a TFT exclusive thing. That I believe that is just gamers everywhere. When something gets nerfed, people stop playing it for some reason.
Oh, Scara's unkillable self-healing serve. Jay's just smashing.
Oh,
gets $1.
okay.
Can he get one more dollar?
Okay.
This guy beat her out of it. Oh, nope. She didn't have any cash in her pocket.
That's right, and that, we're a cashless society. I think Super JJ, his Rakan probably just carry around credit cards only.
Wolves round. These aren't wolves anymore. I have no idea. They look like turtles, but they jump across you like some kind of shadowy assassin creature. So I don't think they're turtles.
Yeah, but then why do they have shells?
Exactly. It kind of, those shells look kind of heavy. So that's some like strong muscles.
They also dance synchronized, so they make a great boy band. I would like to think that they are very popular in their own time. JJ and Hong Lian, we're taking a look at both of them. 2 different stories. Hong Lian is on a win streak. JJ just got his snap. Let's go ahead and hop onto Hong Lian's board, see what he is up to. He's got 4 brawlers, 2 snipers, and 3 chronos. Looking to see if he can find that 4th chrono, perhaps. Perhaps even also find that Jinx to round out this composition.
Yeah, Chrono Brawlers is a nice complementary comp because Brawler stalls the game out and Chrono scales as the fight goes on. The little hard thing with Chrono is, Chrono Brawler specifically, is you really want the Jhin so that you can have Sniper and Chrono scaling, but that requires you to have level 9, which is extremely hard to pull off. But right now you can see he just has the Jhin and doesn't care about going for a Chrono just yet.
Yeah, it feels like people have largely settled on the faster meta. And this big Cho'Gath ultimate just being able to apply massive damage to that Morello is exactly why Hong Lian has that GA and Morellos onto that 1-star Cho'Gath, be able to get that nice blast and put more pressure on fellow Chinese player Lilu.
Hong Lian is on a win streak. You can tell he's tired of the defensive meta, because if there's one unit that can just punch through like all the armor and all the health, it's a Chrono Jhin.
Yeah, Jhin does 100,000 damage. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, no Bramble Vest is gonna save you. He even has the Last Whisper to bust through those Vanguard units extra hard.
Right, and we saw some people trying to do that. It felt like Lothar for the first couple games had that Last Whisper. A couple times it looked like he was reluctant to build it, but when you see so many Vanguards, it makes sense logically. Last Whisper allows you to penetrate through that armor by 90% for 3 seconds. So, you need to have that if you're facing an all Vanguard build, or if you're facing Scar, apparently.
I'm watching Scar's Jace. He has a Gunblade. Oh, he dodges the Cho'Gath out, which means he dodges the Morello buff. This Jace is gonna get so much healing off. Bam! Beat it! Oh, another one! Okay. Oh, so close.
Nice. All right, 2 gold is a pretty good batch, I would say. And Scar has a full economy at level 7. Even though he was kind of in the middle of the pack, he has risen to the top like a phoenix from the ashes.
4-game win streak. The scariest thing about Jhin is against Scar's Jace is that he has Dragon Claw. But he does have 4 Vanguard, but you saw how close it was. It was like 100 health away from killing the Jace.
6-star Guardian, and this is...
He needs a 3-star, but the problem is Jace is such a contested unit. Everyone's jamming for Vanguard. I don't know if he can 3-star his Jace.
Yeah, it's tough. Jace is just a very versatile unit. You don't have to play him for the Space Pirate whatsoever. Just use him as a frontliner with the Vanguard. Use him as an infiltrator, apparently.
Ooh, here we go. Up against Brawler, which makes it hard to smash. But he does, again, have Dragon Claw. Like his health total is so nice. He's gonna get
Oh,
knocked
that
up.
Shen is stalling for a long time.
Smash gets $1. That kill trying to work. Oh, the trap claw's gonna stun Jace for 4 seconds. Can he come out of it in time? He does. Gets another $1. How about
down
another
the hammer! Oh,
Right, Ezreal, don't steal this kill.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Actually, you did get the goal from
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Kind of want your Ezreal to, hey, you know, cool your jets.
Scar making mogul moves, getting the big money.
Kill stealing is now a thing in TFT as well.
That's right, the authentic League of Legends experience. The Jace just being a KSer.
My favorite thing about what Scar's doing is he's keeping a Graves on his bench because he's not happy with gold. He wants the items as well. He wants to find that gangplank and start, you know, farming
So
items.
the funny thing was, in some of our test games during rehearsal yesterday, he had like 13 items, and he was still losing. He had like Lulu too with all these items, but just didn't find it. So it was pretty hilarious to see him have all of these items and didn't work out. Maybe today will tell a different story.
Look, if you're gonna win, you gotta win in style. I like what Scar's doing. Has the Darius. Ooh.
You know, I don't even know necessarily if it's style, because the thing about it is Scar, this is the comp he's played the most in the past week, so he's most familiar with it.
I mean, I don't see anyone playing this space pirate thing. Also, recent change to legendary drop rate went from 5% to 7% at level
That's
8.
big. That's really big.
He's trying to get that gangplank.
And he needs that 4 Mystics in too as he develops it. Right now he is all Chrono, all Vanguard with a splash of Space Pirate. Also wants to place these items
The
somewhere.
dash of space pirates.
Yes, the key ingredient.
Like, we want to save it for gameplay.
Oh,
Like,
okay, gets stunned
Oh
up.
no.
The Guardian Angel will prevent the...
He's getting obliterated by the sorcerers, the magical girls.
He's got the Dragon Claw, but, you know, Nico's got the Ionic Spark.
It's really sad.
You get half damage from magic damage, but you also lose half your MR, so... Kind of damage from magic damage, but you also lose half your MR, so... Kind of cancels out a little bit.
All right, well, Skara is trying to piece together the rest of his composition. We're going to check in with Solo, who is on that win streak, topping out the lobby with the magical girls, as we like to call it. Sometimes magical waifus also applies here.
He's going 6 Guardian and 4 Sorcerer, which is a little change because it used to be the other way around. You used to do 3 Guardian and 6 Sorcerer, but because Sorcerer got nerfed by 40% at the tier 3, now people go the other way.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that mana is really important still too. I think people really underestimate that. But look at this damage output, and that Seraph's on that Syndra. You called it, Toast, and you see it. Lothar trying to put pressure on the rest of the lobby, as we might have Utanera as the first player eliminated from lobby number 3.
So we did a play test before the set was dropped on PBE, and Syndra was at 50 mana back then too. And Mort stole a YouTube video from me by playing it.
He stole it.
Yes, because I was about to be first place, and then he slapped on Seraphon and Syndra, and suddenly I was second place. And that's what caused Syndra to get nerfed to 60 mana. But because it was feeling a bit weak, now it's back to 50 mana. And you're seeing why it was nerfed to 60 mana. This Syndra on Solo Gasang's team is just generating not only 20 mana from the Seraph, but 60 mana from the Star Guardian.
Yeah, really not cool, Mort. Really not cool.
80 mana every 3 seconds.
No thumbnail could save that video, Toast?
Nah, I still uploaded it.
Not even an all caps title, perhaps?
Second place is still, you know, good enough.
Second place is great. I'll take second place any day of the week. Unless apparently if Mort steals it from me. Another Ionic Spark. Jewel Gauntlet opportunity. Cassini's playing a sorcerer build.
I would do Ionic and these gloves because the other thing, which is Quicksilver, is not that great after the nerfs.
Yeah, so Quicksilver from the Rise of the Elements expansion gave you immunity to all crowd control effects, period.
Permanent.
So you would be able to withstand all stuns, all silences, all disarms, etc. Now it only does it every 15 seconds. So, you know, before, like, part of the reason why I think when Mort was questioning why was because there's a lot of CC in this set, and if you just make Quicksilver a mandatory thing, it feels like it actually restricts play options, which I totally understand. if that's the case.
Yeah, you can imagine like a Quicksilver Jhin with a Dragon Claw and a Bramble Vest in the corner will
Right.
just never die.
Yeah, and then Blitzcrank's not effective, and you know, just we want to enable things as opposed to just keep taking away options.
Ooh, that Cho'Gath out hitting the whole team. Not enough though. Silica saying, having a good laugh on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah, and you know, just holding on to a lot of these 2-cost units, trying to see if he can improve the chances and find perhaps even that 3-star Syndra. And he's looking, and there's a little bit of you know, people contesting that composition as well. Another Soraka. Soraka hitting 2 stars. A very underappreciated unit. I think Soraka is subtly one of the best tier 4 units.
Yeah. Plays well into Star Guardian and Mystic, and just full team healing is very nice when you're going for a tanky comp because that value you get from the heal is just kind of increased because of it.
So you can see that there are 2 Xin Zhaos on the bench and there's 1 in the shop, but Solo does not actually want to buy it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, like, it will give him Celestial and Protector, but like, can he fit in? Nah, he decided, nah, he can't. It just does too much.
I don't think it's something that you necessarily need. And you know, there's bigger fish to fry.
Oh, Syndra got grabbed by the Blitzcrank, gets knocked up.
Is it enough though? There's just so much damage being put out here. Ari kind of cleaning everything up.
Takes out Lothar, who was on a win streak off his own.
Another thing too is that Nico was putting out a lot of damage from that very quick flash of a damage report, and I think Nico is being slept on too. A lot of people say it's not that great. Even when the Protector era for that brief 24 hours was very good, or 48 hours, people were saying, Nico, you want to replace her with other units. But now she seems to be doing very well in this game.
I'll be honest, it's probably the Ionic Spark.
Possibly. It could be the fact that there's 3 items on Nico as well to just give her more effectiveness as in general. But, you know, a lot of people look at this comp and they struggle to find a frontliner. They even put Ingeni at the very front just to, like, fight everything. But Solo's doing a great job finding uses of champions that I don't really get to see them do that very often.
Let's see who Syndra targets with her first ult. Bam! Goes on the Zoe. Auto. Goes for Lux next. Lilo, I believe, is running.
Oh, this Vel'Koz damage! Oh my goodness! Burning through all of the sorcerers on the other side.
That was really surprising because Vel'Koz is a unit people kind of just dismiss as terrible.
He also received the buff recently. So, you know, these values constantly change and cause you to rethink how each champion will perform.
Scar, get the gameplay! Get the gameplay! Full pirate, Scar.
There you go. Scar gets it.
Yeah, this is the best time where you want to start scaling with your items, you know, with 1 health away.
Scar just got the gangplank with the Morel Namkan and immediately starts emoting. That's the kind of gameplay, the quality gameplay and banter I'm looking for.
If there's a point where you want to start winning, it's when you're at 6 health.
Yeah. Well, you know, I gotta say, Yutzeneric dropped to 5 as well, and he's on a win streak and the only person in the lobby to do so. This lobby still could change dramatically. The landscape of it right now, anybody could get 8th, but it looks like also anybody can kind of sneak into that top 2, top 3.
Okay. Remember, the damage for this round is 10 minimum and about 18 maximum. So 3 guys in danger. Everyone else is completely safe from elimination for now. Skara is doing. Oh, okay. Okay, I like it.
Gosh.
But he's still the Darius and the Graves. It's just gonna be money, but still.
Doesn't matter to me. Like, that's still a lot of damage. Gangplank with full items. If he gets the upgrades,
He's looking at this spatula.
win fights by himself.
The spatula is just useless, and he's not gonna get any standalone item, unfortunately, because we're at a point where standalone items no longer drop from bosses.
Useless for now, but we can wait to see what happens. Scar not using his items is also just very risky because this could be the last fight
You just
for game
know
3.
his chat is going like saving items for TFT Force.
Jace gets the gold. Gangplank cast the ultimate, but he misses on the back line.
It's all right. He's gonna win the 4th game. No worries.
Saving items for game number 4.
D'où Jésus. Bon, là, j'ai conquis.
Scar, it looks so promising, and he has dropped out in 8th place. But we might have another player following him right after this, before they get to see their items off of the end of stage 5.
lui, ça va lui trop de Zephyr.
4 plays in danger. Lothar
Oh.
can technically survive if only 1 unit survives, but
Only with a 3-star Ezreal, by the way. That is also nasty. All of these players that in the single digits of health, they're still very much a threat.
here we go against Solo Gasang with his Syndra. Is Syndra gonna out the Kale, which is actually really good for him because Kale does have that Trap Claw still.
The Polymorph, though, stopping Cho'Gath from being able to ultimate gives a lot of time for these sorcerers, but this Kale is going off, like you mentioned, Toast, and I think it's too much for Solo Gasang to overcome.
Stays alive. Lothar knocked out. Utherina knocked out. Hong Lian on.
Allez, Annie.
He's praying for a top 4. Sean's wants it.
5e place. Putain, Annie, elle a pas tué.
And the little ZZ Rod minion pops out. Not
Oh
enough.
là, putain, on a tenu, les gars.
Okay, and here we go. Zane drops the last
Et Daniel.
Whisper. It's okay.
Une erreur.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 2 units you wanted on
Putain,
your Aurelia or your KO are both maxed out on
Lui, je
items
pense qu'il
right
nous
now.
allume.
Yep. JJ, taking a look at the round, JJ has
Solo,
triple
Teamera.
3 stars with
Ça va,
Rakan,
je pense. Super
Jarvan,
JJ.
and what looks like to be
Scar.
Kai'Sa.
Solo.
And Sean's doing something that I think for intermediate players it's a good thing to do, which is to start looking at your match history to understand who you're playing against and, like, you know, relative to the lobby, how strong you can be.
Allez, Nico.
And this is a feature that was actually patched very recently.
You want to figure out, you know, the best position outcome because you're gonna very, very rarely play the person you just played. The only exception is like Ghost Army. So if you played against one guy and he has a Blitzcrank or a Zephyr, you can just kind of ignore him for now
Right.
and position for other players to maximize your odds.
Now we're entering high stakes. Super JJ also could die now at this point. Base damage is 14, so losing by 1 is 15. Sean's finding a 2-star Cho'Gath on his last gold that he had in his inventory. That's a massive pickup for him, considering that Cho'Gath is one of the most impactful ultimates if you can get it off early in the fight.
Tout ça doit être à gauche.
Everyone is so strong.
Right.
Look at this
I don't know who's gonna
protector. Look at the Kai'Sa, triple 3-star units for Super JJ. But you still have Solo Gasang with Star Guardians as well.
Sean's at the last minute rearrangement.
Putain, il a changé
He's
sa
gonna,
Kai'Sa. Après,
he's
Kai'Sa,
gonna
déjà,
grab the
c'est pas mal pour moi,
Rakan?
ça. En vrai, on peut le battre. lui.
No, grabs the Nico. He's gonna stop her from ultimate.
Oh no, everything's so bunched.
Shot Rakan with a huge knockup. Cho'Gath knocking up the 3-star Kai'Sa, getting her stunned, but ooh, that's just way too much 3-star.
But he gets the 4th place over Hong Lian because he died just a millisecond or two right after. And now JJ with a top 3 along with Solo Gasang and Li Lu. These are some of the players who've been doing the best today so far. We'll have to check the standings later on, but we do know Li Lu is leading the lobby in points and once again landing in the top 3.
Ooh, makes the switch. Gets
Okay.
4 Protector, 4 Infiltrator.
Yep. I mean, he had the 4 Infiltrator before, but here's the Echo and potentially can make some big plays with Echo. The thing is, I feel like Echo is one of the more item-dependent 5-cost units
Yeah,
there.
he requires so much auto attacks to get his mana
Yeah.
to full. And if he gets targeted, he's just gonna crumble at a 1-star.
Totally. I've seen people who say like, oh, I found a 2-star Echo, but they had no items, and then he ultimates and he does a little bit of damage, but nothing else
That's
afterwards.
it, he just kills over right
And it's
after.
like, if you're gonna have a 5-cost unit do that, you might as well have misfortune. So here we go, the battle has started, and this could determine who gets a top 2 finish guaranteed.
Super JJ already running
no
into the
faith
corner.
in his army.
He knows. He knows.
Oh no, 20 health down to 0. Li Lu and Solo Gasang are the last 2 remaining.
I believe Solo Gasang did lose to Lilu in the Ghost Army battle.
Uh-oh.
And Lilu just pushed level 9. Once again, he might just take another first place. And if you're one of the other players in the lobby, you're actually happy. Because Lilu's gonna be through no matter what. So give all the points to him, don't give it to my competition.
Sure, Toast always looking a way to metagame. In this case, I think Solo just trying to figure out one way to take down.
Finding that Syndra. Ooh.
So close.
Any last second movements?
Moves the Lulu to the corner.
Got some pretty uninspired items on the Lulu. Last Whisper on a Sorcerer comp is not gonna do much. Does allow her to dodge one CC.
This Mech Pod is just tanking so much of the Sorcerer's abilities, though. And Lulu polymorphed everything, but there's no damage left.
never.
Everything is just
Oh Mann, da
tanks.
kommen noch 3 Units raus.
Garen gearing,
Bye, guys.
Vel'Koz's gearing up,
Bye.
getting ready for another big
Ich hab
laser.
Spark nicht auf Sinner getan.
I mean, tankiness is cool, but you're not
Yeah,
killing
it's
anything. And that is going to mean Lilu takes lobby number 3 and continues his dominant performance.
And these are our top 8 players who are moving on to tomorrow. We have Shons, Lilo, Solo Gasang, Untera, Da11, Dog, Becca, and Leko. So congratulations to each of these 8 players because, I mean, it was very hard fought and I don't see a single player up there who doesn't deserve to be moving on to tomorrow.
Hey, lights out.